Okay, so have you ever been in a position like this in your life ever? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So one particular day, I was not smoking, but the group that I was with was smoking. Someone came out of a classroom, being a teacher, and said, "Well, all the people that are smoking, go to this bloody office now." And then everybody went to the office. But then to stand up and say, it was me.
Yeah.
And another person did that too. So it left 2 people out of a group of 14. And this was a particular day that I didn't even smoke.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have none. And it was believed. You ever been in a situation like that?
I don't think I have been in a situation like that.
Let me give you another one. Group peer pressure. Just got to clean my teeth just then for a second. Good. Here's another one for you. So, a particular group, in order to gain popularity, were a quite naughty group.
Yeah.
Then you admit to something to the group that you didn't do, but you knew it had been done, but said that you did it. Then someone that was walking past, like a prefect, overheard you saying that, but all you were trying to do was cash in to be accepted into a group.
Yeah.
To sort of seem cool, maybe. Maybe a bit of a stupid way to do it, but again, if you're a kid, I don't think much things are going to be sensible in that sort of moment. Then you get reported by the prefect that walked by. And sometimes you just do things just to see how far it goes. Anyway, never mind. Then you're dragged in, and you're telling the truth when you say you didn't do it. Now, you don't say why you said that you did it, but this person has gone and told somebody, which is called a golden witness, has gone and told someone that you've done something because they overheard you saying it, and therefore that becomes confession. And then the confession is then relayed from someone who's reputable, and then that is believed by a higher peer. This higher peer is then dragged you into an office, and then are throwing every single shitstorm at you, and regardless of whether you are telling the truth or not, they are going to condemn you as lying. Do you know what they say to you? That they know because they can see it in your face. You're blushing. You keep pausing. You're delaying. You're lying. And then you are sent home with an expulsion letter. You ever been in a position like that?
No.
A little bit of time goes by, and you tell them when they bring it up to you, it pisses you off that they bring that up. You always tell lies. Because you denied something that I know is true. Because how did you know it was true? Now, I already knew the prefect was in close proximity. But that's power. That this person would never lie. But this person would never think that someone could be saying something in order to get... Now, the person that did do that, I knew.
Yeah.
And what's more, they even knew that I had said that, and I took the fall for it.
Yeah.
And this became a private joke between the two of us and whatever else. Now, this person was a bit more daring, to say the least.
Yeah.
Now, anytime that person would do something like that, guess who got blamed for it?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
And then you're pulled in and you're interrogated for it because now this person knows it. And they also know that you wouldn't grasp them in because there's that dynamic, right? You either want to be a teacher's pet or you want to have the shit kicked out of you by that person and all their fucking friends. And what's more, you be a teacher's pet only in school. These motherfuckers live around you. And they can get you out of school. And they do. Or, indirectly, you were trying to get respect from this group here. And it worked. And then you end up getting respect from that group there as well. And what's more, this added in as protection from this group. Because I wouldn't say that it was this person that did it. But his group members knew that he had done it and that I had took the rap for it, which became quite the funny little joke. But they would protect me. Now, teacher's pet, and take that inconsistency there, lose respect here, and also lose respect here. I'm now being protected by this, and I'm getting somewhere with this group here. Reputation. But it's not real. All because you've got two people who believe something, and believe that they know that they are right. Leaves you in a conundrum. Now, we've got group in number dynamic. Yeah, I study this secretly. I study this stuff. I really do. And then you had to be a certain type of person for this group here in order to fit. Which, what did that mean? Whatever they did and discussed, you keep your mouth shut. Don't tell these ones over here. I mean, if I was to tell them there, I would be accepted in this group here. Probably wouldn't be believed because you're lying. But even if I told the truth, they would still think I was lying. Because even when I explained that I knew that with this group here, that I could say it without saying that this one was here. Now, this group looked more enticing to me than this group that you started in. Life is fucking strange, right? I really should draw this because it gets very complex. It's not really that complex, really, but... Alright, there we are. Now I'm going to go for this one. Actually, I think I might like that one. Yeah, I'll go with this one. So, group here, yes? And then you've got the ringleader of this particular group. Not really, they're all the same. And then this group here is the one that you're trying to impress, yes? And you don't belong to either group. Okay? Which feels quite isolating, yes? So you say something to this group whilst someone else is walking around. And these prefects act like little spies, by the way. And because they come from a background, I noticed this, I used to look at their backgrounds of where they came from as to why these people are so believed. And they tried, the teacher group would be these ones over here, yeah? We'll draw them like that. This person here, because of their background and who their parents were, they were believed more by these. And because I knew this person was in earshot, that this one was the one that said it, I already knew that. These ones wouldn't reveal it about this one, the one that told them. I also know someone else whose parent was a soldier and was quite up there. He got so much respect because of who his dad was. And, you know, he'd come in with these medals and stuff, and his dad was quite up there. Don't remember what the category was or regiment, you know, it eludes me. I wasn't really interested in it. Because at the time I found that it was very murdery. Yes, it's those, you would never have those tokens if you didn't kill. That's the thing. Trophies, death trophies is what they are. Anyway, so this particular person was somewhat similar but very different background. And they became a prefect based on, one, their behavior, and two, their background. So these acted like informants and then became an asset to the peer group of teachers. Anything they said was believable. Why would they lie? It's not about lying. They technically are telling the truth, but there's backstory to it. You want to get in with this group here. That was the idea. And this group kind of were chucking around certain things that were out of school. And you wanted to put something in that was inside the school. You didn't do it. You knew that something had happened, but just, you know, just took that responsibility sort of thing and was like, yeah, well, I did this. You got a story and you like this. I did this, this, and this. Oh, take a pew, my friend. Come in. Oh, fucking hell, that's pretty good. And then someone else would say something else, and then already you've got a friendship dynamic. It's never healthy or not healthy. What it is a dynamic that opened up that wasn't there before. You could either be a loner or you can now become in a group. Belong to something, right? That belonging. And then undoubtedly, it got around that I had said something. I got suspended. And this motherfucker that did it, he's now telling his, this mate, he did this, and then he's aftermath, after all of that sort of shite. Then something else similar happens, and then I'm pulled in for it. You can spend your whole lifetime looking at someone because you believe that they're doing it, because they may be blushing, or because they're pausing, or because they're doing this, or because they're doing that. And yet, it then becomes your nature. That's onto a file somewhere. It's never accurate. Who gives a shit? It's a file at the end of the day. And then when I come back, something else comes up, and I meet the same arsehole that, was... And he was like, yeah, well, if you're saying that you didn't do it, well, why on earth did you say that you did? Question is, how the fucking hell would you know that I said it? We're not here to talk about that. Well, I knew it was because of this person here, and a little bit of pressure on that person, which was not anything violent or anything else. They undoubtedly told me that it was them that said it. Then it made me wonder as to why you're believed, and then I profiled them. And then I profiled others that were like it, and I noticed that there was a pattern emerging that these people were all characteristically the same. And then I compared notes with somebody else in another school, and there it was again. The same pattern emerged. These individuals, you can help people understand what to look for, and then they go away and do their own thing, befriend the person, and they sort of tell them where they come from. Everyone wants to talk. And then they have their little group, because they have their little prefect office and prefect... they got special treatment for doing this, for being grasses, but they got a lot of special treatment and a lot of power protected from these ones, that if anything happened to these ones, it was an unwritten rule, that they would come down on you. Yeah? So these become spies to me. These are spies. School spies. For these little informants. When I said to this person that apparently knows everything, and all the rest had to talk about it, and, it didn't go through one person, it went through about 3 different people that were having a crack at me. Really getting in there with all the sort of shit. And even, there was a child psychologist at the time also, he had a go as well. Confirmed what they were all saying. And yet, I was telling the truth. So, when I told a lie, it was believed. When I told the truth, it was not believed. And this fascinated me. It used to fascinate me with my mum. My sister would do something, and I didn't want to see my sister get punished for it. I don't know what that was all about. And then I'd say, I did it. And then some things I'd say I didn't do, and apparently I'm acting the same. So people's own stupidity, and that's what it is, the need to be right, always came out. Now, what happened for me in that situation was this group accepted me, and now this group accepted me. And when you combine the groups, it was pretty fucking big. These ones were protecting me. This one especially would protect me a lot. And it actually panned out pretty well, because by all accounts, this person was quite known. He was quite a lad. I'm not going to reveal his name now, there's no point. He was such a lad. And it actually ended up saving me on more occasions than I care to admit. Tell someone if you're being bullied. It doesn't work. In fact, there was one particular time I was getting bullied. I got fucking... so fucking smacked up by these mateys. Just because, I talked funny. Just because I talk funny. Because I had a strange... I've always spoke soft, but when I was younger I had a bit more of a lisp and maybe a bit of an impediment, not much, but it wasn't, My voice didn't break. It's probably been this way all the way through, and you can imagine that as being young sort of thing, and everyone else is like, fucking this to that, you know what I mean, man, fucking that. I wasn't wearing links, or I didn't have branded clothes. My mum gave me Velcro shoes. Yeah, I'm fucking right, mate. And my mum would often say, can't you share your sister's deodorant? Oh, man, what the fuck is this? And if I pissed my sister off, yeah, you were using some of my deodorant, weren't you? Yeah, because Mum said so. Oh, you puff, you puff. People would say things along these lines. Just what happened. It's not that mean that I am or not, and even if I was, who cares? At the end of the day, but still, at least I didn't smell sweaty. But yeah, then if I stopped using it, oh man, you stink, mate. You smell like BO and right. And anyway, so sort of along these sort of lines. So I spoke funny, and this person was having a bad fucking day. It was apparently said that he took steroids. And apparently made his mood a little bit. Somebody else told me this, so whether that is true, but one of his friends told me it. You know how he is. He's just a bit like that. He's just, he took some of these. I think he joined the military when he left, but still. So taking steroids is okay as long as you do it when you're young, apparently. But yeah, there you are. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. But he was big. Anyway, so he ended up... This happened in front of two particular individuals that didn't like me. I mean, they would even give me letters to give to my mom, and then, when she's laying into you, think of me. Yeah, sort of along these lines, and how was it then? Child abuse, just because they know that they can't touch you, it means that they know that they can't, but if your mum does, or if your dad does, and they don't like you and you don't fit into that sort of, you just rub them up the wrong way. Perhaps you spoke out and it disrupted the lesson and therefore you're being punished for being inquisitive. Yeah? Oh, poor you. Yeah. And then they can abuse you indirectly. Now, decision to make. Do I notify a certain group to get help? Or do I use this to my advantage? And maybe you want to think about that next time you speak out in my lesson, lad. Yeah, it's like, fucking hell, man, I'm learning a lot from you. And you're all here for your benefit and everything else. Hey, whatever. And even if I was to talk about this now, I'm pretty sure I'd be shadow banned as shit for it, wouldn't I? If I came out and spoke the truth, but it would then be told you're lying. And then do you believe him? Don't you believe him? Fucking hell, I'm walking on God's path right now. Is it or isn't it? Could it be? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't, And this fascinated me. So if I told the truth, I was lying. If I was lying while telling the truth, do you get what I mean? You were always punished, damned if you did, damned if you didn't. And this poses a very big question to me, that people got to be right. Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it actually helped me in the long run. This person protected me from a lot of bullying. And then you tell a teacher if you're getting bullied. Okay, you do. And what does that do?
Nothing. They will
Nothing.
tell you that you are making it up.
Yeah. Or this blank statement, we don't have any bullying in this school. You see that there? Yeah, what does it say? I don't know. It says no bullying. No bullying. Look, see, we've got all of this. No bullying. There is none. Because if you've got bullying and it gets out, then people might not want to come to your school. And it doesn't matter. These people have been put through the net, right? They've gone through the application process. They've passed these psychological... They did loads of teaching exams. They're never going to abuse children. Look. They're like the CEOs of care homes. They're never going to abuse... Okay, whatever. That's like making Saffron Housing build something for the NHS and then charge the NHS a rent. Anything to get tax out the pot, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And put it in someone's pocket. But that actually happens, by the way. And then you can see that money is the incentive and not people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
That's where that goes to. And then, if you speak out about it, you're lying, or perhaps we've got this whole past where people said you did this. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. It's nice toilet paper. In fact, that will keep you warm if you burn it. It'll be a bit more than your money, I suppose. At least it does keep you warm. You can cook some food off of that. You could write a whole Bible with it. And then we get into this belief system that all of this stuff is going to be, it's going to be great. And you took out the circulation and then it's a you problem. And then the reports get wrote like you're not there. And then you're beaten by maybe your mom, not because she's beating you in that way, but because she really wants you to do well. But she's listening to what she's been told because they would never lie to her. And then you put some fucking evidence in front of her. And you know what? It stops. I think we're done here, Terry. We are? Yeah, we're done here. So I can go out? Yes. I don't have to sit here and go through this anymore? No. It's amazing what you can forget, isn't it? Throughout a whole year signing off on these fucking reports.
Yeah.
I was fucking excellent, apparently. I was a good kid. Then at the end of the year, that report, not a good kid. Straight E's. You know, that teacher added those E's into it. Oh, you're bringing your past into your future. Yes, I need to, because if this prevents other kids from going through that, then it needs to. If that stops other children from going through something even remotely similar, then when I die, that situation, guaranteed, will die with me. And a system that doesn't want to do this doesn't want betterment. It likes this evil shit that it likes to, you know, loves it. So I learned something from these situations. And isn't it ironic that Saffron are extremely similar? Now, whether that is Saffron directly, I gave them that paperwork in 2011. You know, I gave them that deliberately, don't you? I knew that my life would traject back round to this situation where I'd be back into that. And then I gave them a choice many years ago in 2011. Things were not going well with them already. They were already ripping people off. And it became the test to see whether they truly changed or whether they hadn't. A group that was all accidental back then for taking a service charge off of people would look at it and be like, that's a good point. But again, it was all about the money. It was all about taking money needlessly. And then this pans out for higher society as well. And the council were given the same thing as well. And you were all being tested. You just didn't realize it. And this is how I figured it. I give you all of this stuff here. You're going to keep that and you're going to do two things. One, you're going to go straight. Or two, you're going to weaponize it. And then you are going to attack me via my health. And then I would know then whether you've taken my care records to cause abandonment, where they just abandon you. And then this would give me an awful lot of information going forwards. And when I let this information go, I have already captured you into some more. I never ever tell you what's current. And when I release stuff, I've already evolved. I never ever release anything until I know I've already maneuvered to somewhere else. And I've learned more on top of this. Those ones I hold. This stuff is being revealed because it served its purpose. And in that time, I've been thinking. So yeah, you've taken real estate inside my head, but for a fucking good reason. And now, without a shadow of a doubt, I can prove in a court of law that you have weaponized it, and you, the council, have weaponized it, and you, the government, you were wrote to, and so was the king. The king, I understand, you were going through some treatment, but you're all better now. And you all ignored it. So that's accessory. To commit harm on a vulnerable person, someone with a weakened immune system, and you have done it to the point of death. Now that is interesting, isn't it? And that's conspiracy to commit murder, endangering a child, and this has got county council on it as well because of your social. And this has got schools underneath it and police officers underneath it. Anything else? This is a government. And it's still continuing now because she said, if you were at school, we would do something about problems. What's that saying? That she's got to go to school in order for a child to be protected.
Yeah.
But if she's at home, it doesn't really matter. If she's homeschooled, it doesn't really matter. So you mean to tell me that a child in this world that isn't going to school, that is being schooled nonetheless, you don't have to act if her life is being disrupted? You see something else that they revealed in that moment? And again, they might have got away with that because, you know, did he upload it? I don't upload everything, by the way. And again, you taught me during Griffin Court how you like to, you know, when filming the videos, do you notice how they corrupt the videos?
Yeah.
It taught me very quickly that I already knew at the same time. That's why you have one camera where they are aimed at, and you distract them with it. Hey, take a look at this one. But then we've got loads of others that you can't access. Quick, put your stuff in storage. Gee me. Then we got someone that works for the government in psychology that makes me take a course with them, and that I'm to get rid of all of my past stuff. Get rid of it. You gotta leave the past. What, so that I then burn my own data? Get rid of all of those things that I wrote to Saffron? Because you're easily led. It's wrote into my school reports, by the way. Easily led, but I can't get him to do as is told. Which is it, bitch? Easily led, or you can't get him to do as is told? Because someone that's easily led will do as they're told easily. Easily led how? You're saying he's highly susceptible to manipulation, but we can't manipulate him. I mean, that's baffling.
That is, isn't it?
To anyone with half a brain cell would understand what that means. The class was so easily led, but we just couldn't get them to do the work. God, what a load of tosh. Yeah, at least if you're going to write the reports, let me give you a heads up of how to do it better. I will teach you if you want. I'll teach you how to probably lie better, right? I have been studying groups, individuals, myself, other people, everybody. And they teach you bipolar. Accidentally, they teach you bipolar. Certain teacher, certain background, certain information, certain preferences, certain laddish experiences, certain friend dynamics. These certain people have high expectancies and acceptancies into their bubble, their world.
Mm-hmm.
And they've also got people that they do not accept into their bubble, into their world. If you are a student that acts outside of the bubble or the acceptance bubble, you will be accepted. But that doesn't get you all the way there, because now you've got to make their life easy. Depending on what subject they've taken, they're going to want you to align with that type of preference, personal preference, and that alignment of their belief being whatever subject that may be.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to align to it. Now you act like this, act like that, they'll love you.
Mm-hmm.
Like this part of it and don't act like that, not great. Act like this and don't act like any of those things and you will be hated. Hated. From the micro to the individual to the group to all dynamics, all of them. And I have profiled every single person I have ever met. And you know what? You can calculate groups. Saffron Housing, Easy. They are easy. They are so easy to calculate. It's unbelievable. Council, you have massive arsenal, and now I'm able to calculate the government. Deniability at its finest, isn't it? Convenient deniability. So these people will expect you to work when you're sick, but do not work when they are sick. Interesting. Don't have to run a kingdom if you're ill, but someone who's got cancer must turn up to work and pay the tax and go to jail if they don't pay the tax. What about you, sir? But I'm willing to bet if your kids were put in danger, you'd be there like a fucking heartbeat, sick or not. And that is the difference between God's work and fake God's work. Then is this about you liking the person? Yes, it is. What does like mean? Do they make me money? Then I like you. Are you costing me money? Then we don't like you. And a group like that are operating like that. Tell me how the hell did these wonderful good people that were hardworking manage to get a tax system like that? If you work hard and you do this, you will go far. You tell me how shitty bastards like that managed to climb up. It was all an accident, too perfect of an accident, really, isn't it? And what was that new law that came out? See, this is another thing, so now it brings the courts in. Where that person died because of mold in the house. Where's environmental health? And you mean to tell me that if there was ever antisocial behaviour, what are they going to do about it? Nothing. You've already seen it. They came in. They came into the property while it was going on. What did they do? Nothing. Started saying that if your daughter... Now, replace that so a child can be neglected. You'll say this is being neglected, but she is being educated. You'll say that she's not being educated in the right way because it's your way, the brainwashing way. And yet, I can give her your job description and she can nail it. Print out a job description for her. There you are. That's what they're supposed to do. This is what the council's supposed to do. This is what the government are supposed to do. This is what all these people are supposed to do. Now, with those circumstances, because that's what empowering looks like, what should have happened? Well, this, and this, based on what it says here. She ain't never gone to any university, no college, no business school, and she can run it far better than you. But yet, she's not worthy. So now, let's move the ball again. So if they're saying that about a child, now we've got someone who's on benefits. Do they need to do antisocial behaviour if it is happening to you? Because it would only work if you've got a job. Ah, see? You see? This is how behaviouring happens. This is how the pattern happens. Hell, much rather charge you a service charge. Now let's ask another question then. So to pay a service charge, not to get a service, and now pay the workers extra amount of money to then act on antisocial behaviour. Well, they're going to pick and choose then, aren't they?
Yeah.
So do you think payment would be incentive?
Yeah.
Yes, it would. Mm-hmm. So now we have a multiple tiered system based on one, do they like you? Now, what does like stand for? Have you cost them money? If you've cost them money,
They don't.
they're not going to like you. Second, why did the council take it so personally?
Mm.
Apparently they're not a part of it anymore. They gave that away, right?
Yeah.
So why would the council be giving a shit about that? Then we got the council that apparently didn't need to listen to anything that has been written by government.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, by the way. That was a deflection tactic. Then when you reach out to the MPs that are standing over the council that got voted in the council, they say we can't argue with what the council's decisions are. We can maybe chat to them. So then do tell me, what is the point? And you are the one that's taking how much of a bonus per month, per
Yeah.
year?
Why are you MPs for this area then?
How much do they get in bonuses?
A lot. Thousands.
And then how much does the community get?
Not much.
Nothing.
No.
But it's okay to fill their pockets up with it.
No.
That's interesting. Everybody has a cup of tea. Everybody. Everyone is a cup of tea. But all of these common teas tipped together into a massive punch bowl makes a different flavour entirely. But more or less, it's kind of similar. Baseline. And they got their individual behaviour. Some are more into it, some are a little bit less into it. Some people that are in that are not in it but pretend to be in it. I did notice these. These stood out like a fucking sore thumb. I can't figure out what they're doing there. And I don't know just yet what group they belong to. And I know they belong to something. Their tea is the right flavour, but there's just notes of oak in it. Something else. Something different. Something that's... And they do not fit. They have a level of standard beside them. They lean into this standard more so. That is interesting. They're interesting notes. I like those. You fascinate me because you stand out. The rest, follow the herd. Group mentality, you see? It's the same as this. Got to belong to the group. I was not in the group. But by doing that, do you know what? I don't hate that moment. I actually love this moment. This moment right here. I'm not going to tell you what that moment was because it doesn't really matter. But this particular moment taught me about these individuals, or these ones here. The prees, yes? Taught me about these. Which then have power from these, which is favoritism, which is two-tier, by the way. That if you said something, your word was weaker because these said it. What they say was higher up than you saying something. It was dismissed because these ones said it. Because those said it, they will automatically, by default, believe these than they would believe you. Now, this taught two things. One, when these ones went back, that particular prefect went back there, guess what they knew? That they could say things about me. It did get round to them about this particular person, but they didn't say anything because they feared that person. And secondly, they would have to admit that they were wrong, which then they would lose this. So they had to protect their interests. This story maneuvers on. And I wouldn't change it for the world because it taught me something. One, I could be accepted into this group. I could also be accepted into this group. And that's what happened. But now, as time went on, I was also accepted by this group. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
But I belong to none. Not authentically. It cancelled out some of their moves towards me because they needed to protect this. These ones had a belief about these ones here. Their fear about this one here, reputation. These ones here, well, believe their own thing. what's amazing is I could have been the bit in the middle to merge these two groups together. I could have aligned them together, which would have been organized. These ones were talkers, these ones were doers and talkers. These ones mainly spoke about things, but outside the context. These ones were speaking about it inside the context. This teaches you a lot about the individuals and then the type of background that they come from as well, where they lived. There are a few odd ducklings in this one, I'm not going to lie. They couldn't fit them in terribly well, except for they were perhaps just didn't want to get on the wrong side of them, so pretended. And I noticed this pretending. Certain individuals in that particular group were pretending, weren't really telling the truth. But just to be in that, some of the ones in here were really, you could say a lot of them were into it, and the others were into it if they were pressured into it. There was a difference. So then by default became it in order to have a story to tell and something to talk about and laugh about. And for somehow this made them feel pretty good. Don't know why. But their backgrounds, their home backgrounds, fuck me, eerily similar. Eerily similar. And these ones eerily similar. And these ones eerily similar. And the teachers, eerily similar. Why? They all did the same fucking thing. But not one of them can tell you. They talk about bipolar. That you're two people and this, that, and yes, because you expect people to be not two people. How many lessons do you get them to go in? Teacher's pet, right? Oh God, you're such a teacher's pet. That only works in a school where you're with the same teacher all the time. But when you're with multiple teachers, you don't really have teacher's pet. But you have a prefect that is the teacher's pet on every single one. And they come from a certain background as well, and it's interesting. You just then begin to be able to look at these dynamics and clusters. Individually, they're cups of tea, but when they come together, they create a galaxy. You could say stars. You say whatever you want. I felt like the black hole in this situation. And then I got accepted and got popular through each group. One, I knew this person's secrets. That could become leverage, but it also doubled up as protection. I know this person fucked up, and all of them knew it, so they couldn't hide from it, but also knew that I didn't expose it because of this group here. I got accepted from this group for even saying that, and then even going through that, there was another group that emerged that knew more than any report ever did. That's amazing. That's where you get lots of inconsistencies, right? Lots of this sort of shit. These ones would have said I did it. This one would have probably laughed before answering, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Even though it was you. It wasn't him alone. It was a few of them actually, but it doesn't matter. And all of this teaches you a lot of stuff. And with this, you can really forward think with it. It's fucking the best education I think I ever had, actually, to be honest. And then you're able to understand about teachers and different groups, and that you have to really, you've got to get to know them on a personal level, on this level and on that. Even the ones that you really dislike or dislike you could warm them, and you would see that they were getting openly to you, and then they just sort of be like, go back into that sort of mode again where they had that belief about you, and you can see it in them. You can't hear it in them, but you see it in them. They begin to warm to you. Now, is that me being manipulative? Not really, but it is, but it isn't. And are they manipulating themselves? Because every time they would warm to me and sort of gentle the voice and sort of thing, and I was responding in the way that they liked personally and that they liked professionally. And it was working to a point, and then they sort of come over and then sort of be like, hold on a second, you're that. You could see it in the way that they were. No, come on. That wasn't me, come on. That was them saying, come on. You've built a profile on this person and you're going to stick to it. To then go into the other teachers and say, you know what, I think I got it wrong about him. He changed. Peer group, gone. Even the teachers' clusters, they cluster. That's why you're probably not best to see inside the staff room, because you notice the clusters. They used to send me outside there anyway, and I had to wait outside the staff room whilst they could get a drink and whatnot, and then back into the fucking cage I go. Yeah, I was watching them. Oh, these ones speak to you. Oh, that makes sense. There I go again. Shit me, if you were keeping all of this shit when I was young, and I binned loads of it, some of it I burnt now, but a lot of it I binned. I'm drawing graphs. And then these graphs go into subgraph. Oh man, it was better on maths paper. I get a little bit bored of that. And even if you could find it, you probably wouldn't be able to read it because it was in a language that I understood. Scribble. I didn't get on with the English language, but even still. And I noticed these clustering groups. And then if I saw them out in the street, oh man, that was even more strange. You get to see their friends. And when you see their friends from a distance and sort of thing, it's like, they act a certain way. And this makes this one laugh a lot. If I did that, would it make them laugh? The answer is yes. And then that look meant association to friend. And that association to friend was seen in you. But then, come on. I built something about you. And I could make them laugh truly and deeply because I saw some of the things their friends did and thought, I know someone like that. And then you try and think like that person. And they'll say, vampires, yeah? Energy vampires. Oh, all these energy vampires. I get it, right? But, or that you are a people pleaser. Don't this society teach you how to be people pleasers? You can't go into House of fucking Parliament, can you? Go in it, bruv? What's up, mate? Oh, fucking right, in it, bruv? Doesn't fit, does it? Does that fit?
No.
Can't walk at a fucking rich banquet talking, yeah, bruv, on it, man. I started walking down the street, saw this guy and was just like, fucking hell, look what he's wearing. It's fucking all shit in it, like, sort of. Ew. Is that something you do? What the fucking hell are you talking about, sir? I don't think I understand. Do you not know anything? This person over here, blah, 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 big word, vernacular and stuff, and he's acting like a right pompous person, isn't he? That's fucking really strange, isn't it? The fuck did you just say, mate? It just don't fit, does it? It's like a copper going into the fire brigade and a fire officer going into the police. And then you have to be taught how to be in these particular areas, and they want to bend you up like a fucking pretzel. There you are. All right, so I got to walk like this. Yeah, that's it. Good job. That's it. Very good, mate. You just do not fit if you do not get bent and shaped. They look at you like you're a fucking piece of granite. All roughed edges and everything else, and they just want to carve you into what they want you to be, and this is how it is. You're a people pleaser. Why then, I guess we all are then, aren't we? Birds of a feather and all flock together, right? Yeah. Whilst these ones are telling you that you've got to be able to get on with people that you don't like. Alright, let me into your Houses of Parliament then. Can I come to yours for tea, King? Here's a shilling. I will pay that to the tax. That should cover the meal, shouldn't it? It's just... Meh. Hey, you've got to learn some table etiquette here. No elbows? Oh, okay. I can't even use my fingers? Yeah, I suppose you're right. They do smell shitty. I was picking my ass last night. Went to bed with an itchy ass. Woke up with smelly fingers. So I guess we won't be using... What the hell is that? That's a knife. Okay, and this one? Fork. Okay. You ever... Am I supposed to eat this sandwich with a knife and fork? I thought you were supposed to pick it up and eat it. No, that's not what we do here, boy. So we use knife and fork and we're just gonna... Are you the type of people that are like crisps? They're called crisps because they're crispy, but I gotta suck it to death. Make it all soggy and then I can eat it. Yes, sir. Alright. What about a cup of tea? Is that no sugar? No, dear lad. You put like 100 fucking cubes in it. We are fucking common after all, aren't we? I meant, we are very common, aren't we? Oh my god, we like peas in a pod, dear boy. Does that work? I think it works. So you see, you got to be bent up like a fucking pretzel, wouldn't you? Could you imagine bringing fucking someone like that down to the fucking ghetto? Ugh. Oh, it stinks. No, you don't say it like that. You say, fucking hell, it's stinking it. Oh, stench, mate. Fucking in it. You get used to it, though. I didn't even notice it. Actually, I think it might be me. I'm sorry, but you know, it's exactly like that. You know, you just... I actually tried this once. I met a group of friends, and I was talking very posh. I actually got stuck in it for a long time. Yes, that's very good. Fucking hell, where did you come from? London? Yeah, and they always used to ask me my date of birth. What's your date of birth? Guess. They got really fascinated by that. They just would never let go of it. Like, you're not going to tell me your age? No. Well, why not? Oh, let me see. My bank is connected to that. I've got fucking other things connected to that. Well, shit me, you can walk into the doctors. They ain't exactly looking at who you are. What's your date of birth? This. All right, and your address? Well, you know my address, and then you know my date of birth. Fuck me, you'll be booking doctor's appointment about willy diseases next. Too shameful to do it on your own. Right? It's a bit weird for me to give you my date of birth. But how old are you? Roughly. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And then they try and guess it. They always got it wrong. They always kept saying I was fucking, like, young. I was like, well, yeah, if you think so, then I guess I am. Yes. What do you reckon my age is? Are you around 20? Fuck off, I'm more closer to 50 than that. 50. No, I'm just pulling your pisser, mate. Or am I? Yeah, that mystery side of things. But anyway, yeah, date of births and stuff like that doesn't really matter. Probably not. It's wonderful, isn't it? Don't you think that this learning people? Did you ever study people this much?
No.
You didn't?
No.
What about, you were probably a good girl, so you probably didn't have this. You had no lunch or no break. You got 10 minutes at the end of lunch to go and eat something as quickly as you possibly can. And there was fuck all there anyway, because they started cleaning up around that time. So you just got some whatever. That's your punishment, by the way. And I had to look through this fucking window. Everyone sort of...
I usually avoided lunch, so I didn't go. Even though my mom paid for it, so I was not such a good girl.
Do you know I once got sent home at lunch and breaks because I had high self-esteem?
Oh. For high self-esteem?
Yep.
Oh, my.
And then a foster worker was going, hold on a minute. He's got high self-esteem? And then he went down and had a word sort of thing. It was like, when? And they were like, at break time. What's break time all about? Yeah, but he's just got high self-esteem. It's too much. Well, we can't deal with it. Well, what's he doing? He's charge-arsing around. That was fucking bonkers. I tell you what, that's hypo. Well, it's like fucking... No, wait, hypo is low, isn't it?
Hyper. Yeah.
Hyper. I never sit still. I could never sit still long enough. Couldn't do it. Hated it. I like to be bouncy and all over the place. 1 minute I was there, the next minute you look. Fucking hell, did you just teleport? Yes, I did. Actually, no, I didn't. It just sounded good. Why did you ask if I teleported? Do you know anyone that can teleport? No. Well, then don't ask me stupid questions then. Your teacher's like, get out! What? You know people that teleport and you're asking me if I just teleported. I mean, it's just like, fucking... I don't understand. But yeah, still, it's very bouncy. Just... Can I slow down? Why? Have you ever heard of obesity? We're gonna slow you down with some meds. Slow me down with some meds. Oh, fucking hell. Give me a bag of sweets and those meds will be useless. Yeah, hyperactive and whatever else. And I had a very, very low tension span at things. Ooh, because it was boring. You got it? There you are. It was too boring. And then when you do all of these things, they're like, how come you're not active enough? You spent the first half of my life telling me to slow the fuck down. That you're too much, you're too this, too much self-esteem, too much of this, too much that, too inquisitive, too this, too that. Then later on, they're like, why are you not inquisitive? How come you're not fucking You should be getting up and going for a jog and this, that, and the other. Exercise, you say? Too much self-esteem. I actually don't have smelly fingers, by the way. I just thought I would turn a phrase on that one. But yeah, no, so learning people was something that I really liked to do. That excited me. That really did. And then figuring out why they did things. And seeing if you could predict what they were going to do next. Fascinating. That is also fascinating. I enjoyed that. A lot of that I did. And yeah, and one particular group I met, I spoke Scottish all the way through. They actually believed I was Scottish. I wasn't. I was acting it, but I wanted to see how long I could keep it going for. And then they found my normal voice funny. So when I started talking like this, they found it funny because I was mimicking them. They thought, you do really good English. And I'm thinking I was doing a really good Scottish. But yeah, no, it's amazing what we can look at. And then when I told them, no, I was actually English, I was just bullshitting you. For that long. Nah, you're bullshitting us. I'm not. Again, once again, you're lying, even though I'm telling the truth. But yet when I was lying, I was taken as truth at face value. It was interesting. I found that fascinating as to why they would... And then they couldn't tell. Are you? Why are you not? I think you could be right. Yeah, we don't do a good English accent like this, do you? You ever tried that? No? No, you probably never had a need to, did you?
No, it's in English. I am lost in accents.
So now we're being told that energy vampires are dangerous and bad people that, you know, want to suck people's life forces out of them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you're doing when you go to school?
You do?
Aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
In order to learn English, an English teacher gave you a piece of their mind.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it from there. Here you go, sir. And to learn science, someone has given you a piece of their mind. But it wasn't theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It's loads of other people's from the past. I mean, well,
Yeah.
this has been going on since ancestor times till now. But yeah, then being able to predict people, which you don't, you just give them opportunities.
Yeah.
They reveal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They had a choice to do that and not to do it, right?
Yeah.
So without ever asking the group, are you good or are you bad?
Yeah.
You give them opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And this reveals whether they are good or whether they are bad.
Okay.
It works with all of them, by the way. Just give them a little piece of something and then they blame you. You tricked us. No, you tricked yourself. You revealed this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I thought you lot were in the know. I thought you were clever people, working out people's minds and shit. It was a shame, really, you didn't look at that. You saw opportunity, and I saw a moment to capture you. I knew this moment would come. I knew it would come. I just didn't know when it would come, but I knew it would. There would be a way that you would fall back into it. And then I understood how the system was really operating. Because you see, before, I didn't quite know. It's a bit, is it? Isn't it? Could it be? Is it just all unlucky stuff and it was just coincidence? No. No, it isn't. Then this awakened everything else beyond. So from a point, you can then look backwards, and then all of those things, then it looks as clear as what it does now. And why was it associated with the council on this one? And then it was in Saffron. And then the water companies come and hit you. Someone else is making gestures and threats about this. Maybe I should pause just then. Whatever. And then all of this sort of stuff transpires, yeah?
Yeah.
Cars being damaged and wheels falling out and... You see, because to the untrained eye, it looks like a cop just ran over your cats. How about now? And then it's trying to relive 2 moments, but it looks like an accident. And then you dive deeper into this sort of stuff, and that person is renowned for, well, running over quite a few. and then they're put into a bad home. You could look at that as accidental back then as a kid. What about now? Now it's deliberate. That is no accident. And then it gets beautiful, because once that starts unpacking, you're reading the way they're responding to you. Aha! Wonderful! Now you're telling me stuff. Now you're revealing shit. Now your true power is coming out and you're flexing it. Good, good, good. I gave them just enough to tweak. Just enough, but they still carried on. They chose to ignore it. Doing their little power plays. It was very interesting. You know, when people feel threatened, they take higher ground. Literally. When we moved out into the garden, do you notice they opted for the step? Man, it wasn't near enough. They all would have got on that step then. That was the higher ground thing. Whereas they were looking at it, that's how they dominate people, and I was looking at it, that's how fearful you are of people, and you're trying to remove your sensitive areas away from people. That's usually what people do, by the way. They usually pin away. Or they stand on an object that makes them higher, so in contrast, they're protecting their vulnerable areas. And therefore makes you vulnerable, that they can use their weight if anything comes into it. So they opted for the step. They were being led to it. They had an opportunity to make that step there. I bet they rehearsed it as well. And they also do mirror tactics. They look into a mirror and lie. And this is to pay attention to the subtle cues that they do. I would be offering them out Botox. Works much more better. Numbs the face. Or PVA glue, that works. But don't overdo it. You need to put some makeup on afterwards, but that works just as well. And you can firm the face. So I look a bit. But into a mirror, when you lie, you don't actually have to come out with the words. But in order to make it believable, you go into the mirror. Man, my hair is something. Only because I've been under a hat, taking it on and off, on and off, on and off. Taking off my hood, putting it back up, and then it gets like this. But yeah, no, so to be able to do this into a mirror, you get to learn your own reflexes when you are telling a lie. And then when you tell yourself the truth, you don't need to fabricate about anything big. Pretend you're rich while looking into the mirror. So you lie. You're lying, essentially. You know you're not. You don't even need to say it out loud. You can say it in your head. You still get the same responses. If not, you get more. That's the thing. And then you have to work on shutting those down to make it more believable. Some things you can say in joke and it can be too funny. So you have to say it until you get bored of it. So you hear a joke once, what happens? It's funny. Someone else tells you the joke again, not so funny. Third time becomes annoying. Fourth time, it's really starting to piss you off. But you can do this to yourself. Or you get other people, you say it to other people. First time they laugh. Second time, the joke gets old. And that's what rehearsal is all about. So where they can say something and make it look believable is by taking the reaction out of it. So what's the reaction you'd be looking for as a normal person? Laughter. So someone that's told a joke a lot, what will you not see anymore? Laughter. And then do you see how it becomes believable that it wasn't a joke? And then that can then be a jab that was done at a joke at your expense, and then it can make you think, wait a minute, hold on a second. Nah, it's not a joke because they would have laughed. You see? And that would then become evidence. Do you get what I mean? Like the laughter is evidence, and certain things that you would say that are barbaric, if you say it to yourself often enough, it becomes boring, and then you can get a little bit irritated by it as well. So the first time you say a joke, you'll say something and it's funny to yourself, yeah? And you might laugh about it. Say it again. Not so funny, not so funny, not so funny. And now you can say it without cracking a smirk. And then everybody else might fall around laughing. Or someone who is taking that, because there's a fine line between joking and insulting. Hence why jokes always verge on that draw a line. Some people are going to find it funny, and other people who are going to find it offensive. So if you know what people find offensive, then you can jab them. And there's what does offense look like? Well, again, your sociology, which your psychology, and the objective is to affect their psychology. So you are going to use your psychology to say something which then affects their sociology. They're going to see that sociology, take it in through the mind, and then it's going to affect their psychology. This could cause them to react with their psychology, causes them to trigger and do something, and then they've got you. And then they will blame it in the courts that it was because you acted in a certain way. When what they're really trying to do is slap out of humanity responses to sociology plays that happen. So you will notice that your nation will go off and kill a load of kids. No, I'm a bigger person, and my psychology is the way I respond to it. So then you don't respond to it, and then that means that that's just give them the green light to do it more, and more, and more, and then it becomes natural. Do you understand that? That's why they want to try and fix your psychology. Because how you react to it. What, so that they can keep doing, so the whole thing, zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. We do not go out places to be abused while they're abusing you.
Yeah.
So it's okay for them to abuse their power and abuse you, but as soon as you respond to that abuse with abuse, and you're supposed to be the bigger person, what, on a smaller pedestal? You're supposed to be a bigger person on a smaller pedestal. To these people on a bigger pedestal that's supposed to be authority, and good people go really far, right?
Yeah.
Good people make it far. You work hard, keep your mouth shut, keep your nose clean, means that I can take more of the piss out of you. Oh, you're taking it too far. Lighten up. It's only a joke. Go and crack a joke about death around a funeral. And if those people smack into you, most people would say you had it coming.
Yeah.
But cops in that scenario will be like, hold on a minute. Look, what's your psychology on that, mate? We're going to put you to jail. That's assault. Come on. But that person said, no, it's how you came from it. This person can say whatever they want. Look at them. They're a king. See that? Got a big crown and everything. No, come on. You're being arrested. Because they're trying to numb you down. And then this gets more dire when you look at assassinations, right?
Yeah.
So someone gets assassinated and then you're not supposed to respond to that.
Mm-hmm.
How you come from it, you've got to be the bigger person. Come on, don't bow down to their level. That's what they want. They want that. They really do. They want you to react. Come on. I mean, it's the biggest load of gush I've ever heard in my life. Oh my God, there's loads of water coming in. Calm down, calm down. Look, psychology, look, there's flooding. It's fine. The ocean's beginning to land up across Britain. Calm down, everybody. Just calm down. Look, we're just going to, we're going to stand here and wait for it to all leave. It's the way you come from it. Don't react to it. Look, but we're really starting to fucking... Oh dear, hindsight. If we'd only have gone to France, we wouldn't have lost that many people. But we didn't know. 2020 is hindsight, How you respond to it, that's why. That is in you. And it's been abused. It's being abused every single time that we go. But it can't be abused to make you a better person, though. Never. You don't think that you can psychologically fuck people up to be the best things that they are. Because the environment can psychologically fuck you up and make you more better than you are. So the star starts creating sociology, yes? Starts getting too hot, starts cooking the planet. The planet starts shaking and everything else, right? It starts becoming you can't live here much longer. No, it's where you come from it. Come on, calm down. There's no such thing as sociology. It doesn't affect the mind. It's your mind that affects reality. Come on, everybody. Calm down, calm down, calm down. It's amazing what you can believe. And then you'll stay there and then all squished. Dead. But yet people that take that sociology, what can it do? Well, the star's starting to change. Something's happening. Oh, All right. Shall we use this to go? Hey, Romans near Pompeii. Do you think this is smoke? Maybe we should move away. No, it's smoking for us. It's where you come from, dear lad. God, try to manipulate me out of my fucking bathhouse. What wine do you drink? This blood of Christ is pretty fucking good, isn't it? And boom, it happens. Oh, fucking hell. It's put in life forms in order for them to do something about their fate. That's bottom line of what that is for. It's a tool. That's what it is for. And then some people have discovered this and started using it very badly. It becomes weaponized. And it's not weaponized outside your nation, it's also weaponized inside your nation. That's the bit that most people don't understand. Not many people were reacting to the poor being killed. Why do you think that is? Because you've been manipulated. And really, you should be detesting that. Because if we compare it to people who are in prison, that's a lot of fucking money. 5 point something billion. People out of employment. And how much is they taking from the tax pot? A lot less. Then you gotta ask the fucking question, how many of their families have paid into it? Through no fault of their own. Maybe even through the fault of some of these fucking .govs in their little power plays and shit. How many people have sparked, reacted because of the shit that they've been doing? And then we call it terrorism. Well, what's that then? What is that? That's terrorism. That disrupts the nation, not the person responding to their responses. So they can respond to you because you talk out about them, but you can't respond back to them for their power plays. But yet they can throw you in prison. They can assassinate you. They can covertly assassinate you. They can make your life a misery using the structures that are meant to make people's lives good. So they can react to you, but you are not allowed to react to them because you've got to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Now that is interesting, isn't it? So if we replace this with computers, this would never happen. This is where AI makes its appearance. It can monitor the environment and then adjust accordingly without causing panic. At the end of the day, it's not going to spend taxes on anything, is it? It's not going to spend your pension. It is going to hold the assets that it deems worthy. That would be a rule of thumb of AI. You hold assets, never sell them. And you accumulate them. Take the process of the crab that puts things on its shell. That's how the AI should be. What works for it and creates a system of money that keeps going. Why? Because AI will lead you towards the stars bit by bit. It will maneuver things in order to make it. It's not got palaces. It's not got government officers to pay. It hasn't got councils to pay. Without those fucking bonuses, it doesn't need it. They can come and join the soup that they're so proud of. They can come and get in this swamp, this cesspit that they've made, and they can come and live it, can't they? Equally. Not harp on about equality. Let's live it, shall we? We're all in this together. Don't this feel nice, doesn't it? How do you not cope with this shit? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. You break first, but don't worry, you'll build yourself up. What about my money, boy? It was never yours to begin with. Come on, look. You'll get nothing and like it. Come on, you made it. Let's go. Sleeves up. I think I've got a disease. No. Come on, look. No benefits. Come on. You're fit for work, my friend. Come on. Isn't that amazing that someone at the top of the country is not fit for work, but yet someone who's running shit is fit for work and tax and everything else? Would you ever arrest a king for not paying taxes and throw him in prison? Because they're going through terminal illness.
He doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah, if they were paying taxes, though, I know the point that they're not paying taxes, they don't pay a driving license. But this is lesson, isn't it? And Catherine would have to go to work as well.
Yeah.
Not be supported by that.
Not,
We should say you're fit for work in those times and take the money
not
away.
take time off. And
You're born into it just like we're
Camilla.
born into it.
Yeah.
I understand that, but somewhere along the lines, we got to see it. Because if most of the people were to swap, they'd love your position, and if you were to swap, you would hate this position.
Yeah.
So yes, that cancer thing that you went through and all of that is horrible. But it has garnered you some very valuable insight. Priceless, isn't it? That is priceless. My nan had to bring up 4 kids. And she had to still keep going. And then she said to the kids, you know, I'm going to hospital, but I'm not coming out. Brutal. And that was it. She died. Most vigorous cancer you can imagine. Now, had she have been supported through all of that, she would have still be here now, no doubt. But she wasn't. And she died as a result of it. Because she couldn't just stop. Because who was going to take care? Families are so broken these days. See what I mean? And then you've got to rely on a system that doesn't give a shit about you. Because we're taught to be broken. Well, we've got councils telling us and social using our kids against us by telling us that you can't be in the same house because it's bad for kids, it's overcrowding, it's this, that and the other. And really it's nonsense. And it isn't the social workers, they're following a policy, and if they don't, they're sacked. And somebody else will be hired who will follow it. But deep down, I think they know in their heart of hearts that some of the stuff they're coming out with is bullshit. It's to weaponize your children, to make you fearful, which then makes you put more money into their pocket, which isn't theirs, it's the council, which is county council. Look here, Mum, you're overworked and stuff and this, that and the other. Look, it's your psychology, isn't it? You must go and take these pills or I take your kids. You must go and see that psychotherapist or I'm going to take your kids. Because it's you. It's in your head. It's your head. It's not right. It's not seeing anything right. There's no such thing as sociology. It's not the environment. The environment's perfect. It's you. God, you guys make me sick. You really do. You're full of shit, mate. And I think that we should have these leaders come down in here, leave their money, their places and everything and come here and stay here indefinitely. And then we'll see whether we believe in sociology after this, shall we? Let's swap. Let's trade places. Now we can feel that, can't we? Now we can all sit together, hold hands, light candles, and someone plays the guitar, strumming it slowly, singing Kumbaya. God save the Queen. God save the King. No, God save the people. Or another pointless war. He's strange. No, I'm not. This is not strange. This is reality. Reality is strange, isn't it? But fiction is taught in the mind, isn't it? To believe that we're all doing it for a good deed. Are we really? I don't think we are. One final note, and then I'm moving on. I'll go on to this one in a little bit more detail on another video, but even still, could you imagine that, right? The universe is never without its whims. Could you imagine if all of the things that be now, here, all of those gifts, and humanity is at this level on here, yes? Reaching this point. Here is where we have ancient Egyptians, say, for argument's sake, yes?
Yeah.
What if there's another world where it's at Egyptians at the moment? What happens if all the knowledge gets put to those now? Would it crush all of the empires that are existing now? If they built with the resources that you've got now, what do you reckon the Egyptians could do with that? These empires would never exist.
Yeah.
And these ones would evolve. Because somewhere along the lines, right, these empires rise up and something is looking for something, yes?
Yeah.
Well, believe it, don't believe it, it doesn't matter. Giggle at it, it's fine.
Mm.
And then to put it here and remove this one, I wonder how it would evolve past there. We know that this would then be the guaranteed ratio. Yes?
Yeah.
Because the ancient Egyptians, let's say, had limited, let's say, resources, right? Or whatever it may be, yeah?
Yeah.
And you take the structures that are today, all of the capabilities, and you unlock the Egyptians to have it at the time before they were building the pyramids.
Yeah.
And this would mean that they would get space born, yes? There'd be no horrible wars, no silly little empires, no Romans. This would also teach them to stop the Romans in their tracks. Power. From a human perspective, it often seems like the best thing ever, right? That it is brilliant. That they are the ones. And again, it would take you a long time to get your head around that because you would not believe it because, you know, you'd need proof, wouldn't you? What if that's the beauty of it? So it would have to go this way. This is what's guaranteed. If it was left, it would more than likely go like that again, yes? So you'd have to change it. But there's two ways to change things. One is to change it by coming and teaching, isn't it? The teaching would change.
Yeah.
Yeah? Triggering the things that humans understand. So you understand behavior and you've played around with the fear tactic and you've played around with this, and this. Then at what timeline would be more willing to listen to something that came down with wisdom? Well, we're going to say that these ones definitely would. And then on what timeline is everyone being taught at the same time? That's interesting, isn't it? To think that the Egyptians are living now. That all of the empires are living now. And all of them are being taught the same stuff. Which one do you think takes hold of all of that? Or being able to make a rocket, being able to make this, being able to make that. It's all being taught. Then that's going to give you another outcome, isn't it? Maybe not perfect. But it might then fall apart back over here, maybe. And then you go again. Until it starts formulating in the right way, which eventually it will do. And then these ones would have been like they never existed. This one would have been like it never existed. And this one becomes the existence. You still rise up, but you won't be in the position that you're in now. Because, truth be told, it's been tested and it's not working. And then history alters because you won't remember it. Then this one starts leading towards the way that it needs to. And whatever empire is capable of doing that. And some things can be forgotten then, can't they? Well, certain things that you know now, these ones didn't really know it. It's kind of working better when you didn't. Then in the meantime, your brains can be limited to what you can see and what you are capable of operating. And you will be moved away from it so that you never see it. Because gifts, you've been unlocked with these gifts. And you've been studied, and the verdict is nearly through. That's why chariots don't come from the sky. Don't need to. You have been existed once. How many times have you existed? How many times has this happened that it keeps resetting and then dropping down and resetting and then going further back with more knowledge? And how trustworthy are they? Not without their problems, but which ones are more willing to get into that mindset to listen? That's the difference. And eventually, you get the life forms that work, which helps for bumps in the road going backwards as opposed to going forwards, you know? If you had to resurrect backwards, you see, it runs into problems.
Yeah.
And then this causes longer problems. So how to get rid of those problems is to find the right way in order for it to reach the expansion outwards and then the echo that comes back. That makes the harmonious echo, which is a signature, a formula that bounces from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mess with the timeline. So, is it the species, or is it that when life reaches a certain point where both sides are being taught the same bullshit because they hold the same bullshit, and then you're born into it and you act it? So one side's being taught to be poor, one side's being taught to be rich, and we've been doing this for so long, we don't want to change. Okay then. Then something else has to take the change, and it has to take back to a time and bring the knowledge of capability and give it then. Now, what can you do with that?
Mm-hmm.
The generations still are going to come up.
Yeah.
But now we don't have World War II. Now we don't have World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't have this. And then the stories can go back as well, where you can talk about once there was these life forms that existed and they went to war and they did this and they had a horrible battle. Oh my God, that was a premonition, that was. No, it's a story of life forms that are unchecked, that dived into this area and that area. And the powers that be, the true powers that be, say no to this and live like this, and this is the opportunity and this is what you can get. And then once it's ready, once it's formulating, this would never have existed. Those are called the end times.
Mm-hmm.
This one flickers out, and a new one forges, and you know what happens? You forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you still rise up. That's a fucking interesting thing, isn't it? Takes a little bit of time, but where is it going? Where are we calculating? Look at what it's calculating into right now. You can already predict where this is going, can you? Or you can see it. You can already see where this is going. It doesn't get better. It seems to be getting worse and worse and worse, and more of this.
Yeah.
That's just when the recipe just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the needle must drop.
Mm-hmm.
And go again, and then the prediction is it mustn't go this way. But it will go a different way, and whether it is truly perfect or not, well, that will remain to be seen. But again, divine, gods, whatever you want to call it, spirituality, your ancestors, well, you know. That's why there is no need for chariots, fire bolts, and all the rest of it coming down from the sky and whatever else. Then are these ones more inclined to listen within? Can you create a quantum world with the reality and understand how to use these gifts a little bit better by seeing what has already come. And this is just nothing more than a premonition. Premonition. There you go.
Yeah. So we live in premonition.
Are we really here?
Maybe not. Who knows?
And then the same lives are created, and then it doesn't go the same way. New lifeline is formed. New trajectory. Where does it go? Let's find out. And it only takes one. Now we're getting there. Okay, now we're getting it. And these lessons can be taught to become balanced. Don't make this mistake. Well, how do you know about those mistakes? Because they already happened. Okay, so if we don't worship this, this, and this will happen, right? And then you'll feel it. You will feel it. Why? Like you've lived it before. Because you did. But just not aware of it. Aware of it enough to know. Aware of it to trigger up that response inside you to move away from the path. Preventative measures, so to speak. Now that would be an interesting power. That's very powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't disrupt the whole biome. Anyway, yeah, just one thought to think about. You know, I always like to tap into some of these extremer thoughts on top of this. And again, hit and miss. We've all been taught it. We're all born into it. It's hard to see it. Even if I was born into a rich family, I would probably think in the same way because it's what I've been taught. And I've been educated in. And then if I was born into a middle-class family, I would be taught my place, and I'd be taught your place, and I'd be taught your place, and then I'd be taught how to act. Then if I was born into Africa somewhere, in some impoverished land, Papua New Guinea, whatever, I'm not being xenophobic, I would be taught my place, and I would see your place, and I would see my place. Change makers make you aware of all of it, and ask the question, is it what you want? Well, we're doing it because we know this works. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm listening. That's very good. Yes, I understand that. What can you do to maneuver it? Well, we could go to war. Yes, you could. But you've done this. Repeatedly. How far did it get you? Not very far at all. Actually, it slowed you down. But we could transfer over to here. You could do that. How are you going to achieve it? What about these things here? Well, they're very corrupted. But can you teach corruption? Because I know you can. And are you being taught corruption? That's why. If one person dies with the information and sets the stage the way it's meant to be, and decides to die with that, or get killed in battle, they were going to pass it on, right? They were going to pass it on. The real truth. They went out to battle and perhaps got killed, and then that knowledge dies with them. And then they never passed on a very important piece of information. And you've been acting it ever since. You see, that's why when you have certain bits of information that are not shared widespread, that's the risk you run. Yes, you may know information. It may be a secret. But when you die and you don't pass that on, or an event happens, a meteorite comes down and strikes you whilst you're all meeting together, seems unlikely, but, you know, is it though? And something happens to you. That information is lost. Is it an important piece of information? Yes, it is. And people run on this default setting, like it's correct. But they miss a piece of information. And this has happened all the way through the empires. They've all lost pieces of information, yes? Yeah. The remnants. Mm-hmm. Bits that were very important to the part of the story. You want to look at religion, view it like this. Is it talking about God, or is it talking about a personality? Is that one part of his personality? Her personality? Its personality? Is that another part of the personality? Is that another part of the personality?
Yeah.
And all the ones that are lost. Shit. All the remnants that have been lost? What about the remnants that could have happened since then? Well, those have been lost too because of fear. Oh shit me, you're subject to your own mechanisms. You are. Oh, you are sort of like you get corrupted by your own stuff. Anyway, gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there because I want to go into this one in a little bit more detail because there's a few more like this. Man, it's up to you whether you believe it. It's cool. You do, you don't. You want to, you don't want to. That's up to you. Either or. It can always be a lesson or it can be a reality.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
And do you have lessons from other life forms in you that are not your own?
Who knows?
Life supports life. Nice. Yeah, gonna leave it there.
Yeah.